where no listener is ever left behind.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I am your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And I do have to say, welcome back.
Yeah.
Because your dad's back in the, your dad's back here.
Yep.
Here at the
Shout out to
station.
him. And his birthday's in a couple days.
His birthday's in a couple days. That's awesome. How old are you turning, Ken? How old are you turning? 65.
65.
I like that. Good stuff. Happy early birthday. And then next week would be happy late birthday. Anyways, before we get started, we're gonna be taking some quizzes and some tests.
Yep.
Today about personality and love language and how others see you. You guys can join along if you guys want, and we're just gonna go into depth with it and talk about our personal sides of the stories here. Maybe reflect up on it a little bit. But before we do that, it has been a week, so I just wanted to catch everybody up and see how everyone's doing. Kyle, how was your week? How was Sunday?
My whole week was good, actually. And then Friday came along. Went up to go see one of my best friends, Cody. So we're testing some sound equipment because we got a wedding on the 20th.
Oh, nice.
That we're DJing. And so
You're DJing a wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
So we're bringing Clash City back. And then yesterday, I went to I actually started a podcast, for one, with a buddy of mine called Beezy. Shout out to Beezy. It's a Saints podcast, so it's a football podcast. So we're just going to run it during the season. And so we're going to invite fans from the opposite team to come on and talk to us, too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And so, yeah,
Who came up with that idea?
I actually got that idea off of one of the prep cooks I used to work with. Well, actually, he was a chef, Chef David. And so he kind of does the same thing, but for, I think, the Chargers or the Raiders. I can't remember which one. And then I went to a birthday party for an old coworker of mine when I was a manager. He used to work for me. His name was Mark. And so yesterday was his birthday party. And he's all into jiu-jitsu, right?
Oh, here's the story. Okay, cool.
And
Yeah.
And I know you've been wanting to hear this.
Yes.
And so he said, hey, I invited my sensei to my birthday party. And we're like, cool, we get to meet him. So he runs the Alliance in Redlands and just opened up the Kaipa location.
Okay. That's the one on the boulevard, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, next to Pizza Hut?
Uh-huh.
Where that old pawn shop was?
I think so.
Okay. I was just trying to...
And so he just opened up that second location. So he owns the Redlands and the Ukaipa location. So he gets invited. He walks in with somebody, and my friend is freaking out. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it's her. And I'm just like, I don't know who that is. He's just like, that's like a 3-time world champion jiu-jitsu master right here. And so we introduced, and so we got to take some pictures, got to talk with her a little bit. It was cool.
That is pretty cool.
But she teaches classes at the San Diego location. And so she kind of goes to all the locations, like just to train.
Yeah.
So she's up in Redlands for a little bit. And so it was cool. I got to meet her.
That's pretty cool. You're going to go out there and grapple with her or what?
Man, I'm going to get tossed.
Hey, but it'll be an honor, though, to be tossed by a world-class jiu-jitsu.
Everyone. And, like, she sparred with the sensei at Redlands and dominated.
Really?
Yeah, there's, like, I seriously don't know a fighter right now she couldn't beat.
Dang, that's so crazy.
MMA, UFC, doesn't matter.
Well, I mean,
I think you know, she's like a beast. She was showing me videos. I was like, I've never seen anyone get into a grapple hook that fast
Mm.
in any fight. And so I'm just like, man, this chick is crazy. I was like,
Now you know who you're messing with, huh?
yeah,
That's pretty cool. And she was very nice, right?
very nice,
Very humble.
very humble. She was talking with me.
Is she built? Does she look?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
She got the same size biceps as Timmy. I'm not even kidding you.
Really? Hey, Timmy, watch out, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're probably the same weight too.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, Timmy's not too heavy, but anyways. That's
But
pretty
yeah,
cool.
no, she's very petite, very.
But she's a good grappler.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then what was her name, by the way?
Mel, Cueto. I might be saying that wrong.
Let me see here. Yeah, Melacueto.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
That was
she's
what?
super awesome.
Friday, you said?
That was yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday. Dang.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Let me see. What did I do this week? I know I just been really busy with real estate and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what, dude. You know what's actually helping me is I bring this little notebook around now.
Yeah.
And I just like write
Journal.
my thoughts, dude. It helps me and it saves time and it does wonders.
It does.
Yeah. All right, guys. If you guys are just tuning in, you're listening to KCA, whatever works, on KCA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I want to jump into what we're gonna be doing today, which is those personality quizzes and stuff.
Yeah.
But right before we do that, Kyle, we have to give our shout out to our sponsor.
Our sponsor is smjradio.com. No negative news, no politics, just feel good music.
Good music. All right, so we pulled up 3 quizzes, right? You have 3 quizzes pulled up.
I had 2. What's the other one?
The love language one. Yeah, so we got 3 quizzes that we're going to be taking here live on the radio station. And we're going to reflect once we see our results. Yeah, click on that one. And you guys can just tag along and answer these questions wherever you guys are listening. Okay, so the first one, let's touch base on. A lot of people, this is a really famous, popular one. This one's called just 16 personalities.
Yeah,
right?
it's your 16 personalities.
Yeah, and you know who's really into this whole thing? Obviously, you know, is Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy.
If he has your contact save on his phone,
Yeah, he
it's
does, yeah.
your name and your INT or whatever letters he gets, you know?
Yeah, you're 16.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know who you are, that is something that we should all discover, you know? Discover ourselves, understand how other people see you other than what you think they see. And, you know, it's a lot of self-reflecting, but it's going to help in the long run when it comes to just personal growth, to business, to life, maturity, all that good stuff. Just being aware, right, of who you are, what you are, and what you're doing. So we're going to be taking the first one. It's going to be the 16 personalities. We'll let Kyle answer the question, or Kyle ask the question, and then we'll...
Okay. Let's see.
I'll answer.
Let's do this.
Okay, as he's putting it up on the screen right now. Okay, I think you just found it. Yeah, if you guys weren't here last week, it was actually a very interesting show. We had the mayor of Redlands on, Eddie Tejeda, and we got basically the next month booked in with some amazing people. I think Jay Kasai, if you guys never had him on the radio before or heard him on the radio, Jay Kasai is amazing. He's going to come on.
Yeah, he's going to come on next week.
Yeah, actually, I was at my buddy's house today, and he's like, oh, yeah, I just watched the podcast with you and Jay. And I was like, all right,
oh, yeah?
Cool. Yeah. So I shot on the text of, like, the website, kcaradio.com. If you guys want to see this live, you just go on that website. And then we also have it on Instagram. Shout out to everyone live on Instagram. All right, you got it?
Yeah.
All right, so read the question, and then this is basically just likely or unlikely, okay? He's going to explain a scenario.
Okay. So let's say there's a party of 50 plus people.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice size party.
There's lots of bigger and smaller groups of people enjoying themselves. Some are dancing, some are chatting. Some are already thinking about how they're trying to get home. I'm trying to look for you. How likely is it that you're closer to where the action is, or are you
Just kicking back.
yeah, or just kicking back?
You know, I think you can answer that for me, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very likely going out there, dancing, socializing, networking. It's very fun.
And there's like certain degrees.
Right.
So
I would say
I would
too,
say very likely.
but not the last one, second to last one, because I do like
Okay.
to, you know, socialize. Part of it is
Yeah.
kicking back, you know, and talking. So
So you're likely to be found on the dance floor with bigger groups.
yeah.
How likely am I to find you one-on-one or in quieter corners? I'm gonna say unlikely.
Say that question again.
Further away from the action and noise, like perhaps like when you talk
Oh.
to someone one-on-one.
Bro, you know I like talking one-on-one though.
Yeah.
This is why we have this podcast, you know, so we can talk one-on-one. Like big groups, they're cool. Don't get me wrong, but you can't really. It's hard to.
Do you want to do the same
It's
thing?
hard to control.
Right here.
Yeah, same one. Okay.
All right. You're going out for dinner with a small group. How likely are you to enjoy talking about the main events of the week, catching up with what's been happening in other people's lives?
I would definitely say we'll be talking about the main events of the week, and catching up on what's happening.
Okay.
You know, I like to pick people's brains and vice versa. You know, and learn more about them and how they perceive life. And when you just talk about like other people's lives, it's like all drama. You gotta stay away from the drama.
That's true.
You know,
yeah,
so-
definitely.
Yeah.
How likely are you to be in a hypothetical discussion about which countries the group could imagine themselves talking to?
Which countries the group could imagine themselves moving
Or
to?
yeah, like just like
Oh, talking about like future life. Oh, are you gonna move out of state or out of country? Things like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say warming up to likely.
Right here.
No, third one. No. Sorry, the other. There you go.
So imagine I've had a bad breakup. I call you to talk about it. How likely are you to calm me down, discuss how I feel, reassurance, emotional support?
Okay, so you had a bad breakup and you
Yeah.
call me and I try to
Yeah.
help you cope. What would I do? Honestly, when life gets tough, I really I don't know. I don't really have a response because when
Yeah?
people are sad, it's like
You don't know how to.
do I speak? You know, how do I do
okay.
it? Like I don't understand. Like I get quiet, bro, when things get serious.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would always be there. Don't worry. Like I'm a very positive person. One of my friends a couple years ago, he got shot at, and he called me up and he's like, "Dude, I'm scared, and I just need someone with a positive attitude to be around." And he called me. I was like, "Come on over, bro.
Yeah.
We'll just hang out and make sure you're okay." So
So
Yeah.
like likely
yeah.
this one.
Yeah, Joe said they could have followed him. Yeah. It's a long story.
So
But they
same
got
thing-
caught. They got caught.
Oh, they got caught.
Yeah, they got caught.
Same thing. I've had a bad breakup. How likely are you to have a cool-headed reaction, provide some advice how to get me through?
Very likely. You can put that to the top.
Yeah.
All right.
So me and you are going on a trip to another country. We've talked about what cities to stay in and which places to visit. And we've come up with a detailed plan. During the trip, how likely are you to change your mind about how long you should stay in one place and what you should visit?
Well, definitely likely a lot on that one, just
Yeah.
because like you should visit everything,
I
and
agree.
you shouldn't just stay in one place. So.
How likely are you to pretty much stick to the original plan?
Oh, unlikely, bro. That does
Yeah.
not happen. Plans do not work.
I agree.
Not in my life, you know.
I agree.
It's and you
Yeah.
know what? And I'm okay with that, because when stuff doesn't work out, because that's part of life, you know.
Right.
But my life is always like that. But I'm never down about it, because it's just, hey, if stuff happens, and you just figure out a way to keep moving, you know.
Right.
So
So we're on a trip. It's time to pack up and head home. How likely are you to pack everything very carefully, and check for items?
I check for items, but my packing is not very well organized,
Okay.
especially if we're coming back
So
from
that
a trip.
answers the next question, actually.
Okay.
So
Cool.
so you just throw everything in?
Yeah. Coming back from a trip, it's like my dirty clothes, da 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 da. I'm gonna have to unpack and clean everything anyways.
I'll put there for very carefully and there for just throwing everything in.
Cool.
All right. It's Friday night. You like to go out, so I call you up, ask to join. So basically, I just hit you up and say, hey, what are you doing?
Uh-huh.
Um, how likely are you to come out if we were to go see a movie and stop by for a drink at a nearby cafe?
Okay, so you hit me up with no plans.
Yeah.
You just want to hang out. So what is my answer to your response?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Going to see a movie and stopping by and get some coffee.
Honestly, I think that would be a really cool, relaxing day. I think movie would be a great one just because you got your life movie ticket pass.
Oh
and
yeah, the
stuff.
pass. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be like, why not? Let's go see a movie, and then if you really wanted to get coffee, yeah, sure.
Going to karaoke night at a cool bar.
Okay.
So I would say likely for that one, right?
Yes,
Very?
going to karaoke. Yeah, I actually.
Oh wait, there's more to it.
Okay.
It turns out that you find out that there's a couple people. Oh, that there's a couple people I bring, but you don't really know them. It's still likely, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So it's your birthday, and I decided to give you a book. How likely are you to enjoy a controversial novel that pits different ideas and philosophies against each other?
I would really enjoy it actually, because it just gets the mind thinking, you know. And there's nothing wrong with a little debate,
Right?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think everything is just black and white, so you can always just find more on both subjects.
Okay. And then what about a book that's something practical and applicable, like teaching you how to relax, meditate, maybe it's
Like,
self-help?
how likely would I enjoy that? I would
Yeah.
enjoy that pretty well. That's kind of the stuff that I read in a sense, yeah.
Okay, this one is, I call you up, I have a very excited business idea. I ask you what you think about it. How likely are you to critique my idea, mentioning the potential issues they see and suggesting ways to approach it?
Well, like I said, I definitely am more positive, so I usually say just go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so unlikely.
Yeah, because taking risks, life is all about taking risks, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So, and there's always going to be things that are coming up in the way. And if you guys don't know what we're doing, we're taking a 16 personality test here live, and you guys can just follow along. I think we're almost done, right?
There's 3 more or 4 more questions.
Okay, 4 more questions. It's high or like likely or unlikely. You just choose. You know, you put
Yeah.
yourself on that spectrum. So we got a couple more questions. So far they're pretty good. I like the questions that are popping up.
Imagine it's several weeks before New Year's Eve, and we decide to make plans to celebrate together. How likely is it that after some consideration and discussion, you come up with a clear plan, sticking up to it?
Wow. Not. You can put that neutral, because yeah. We'll just put that at neutral.
And I try to make plans. How likely are you to be not too interested, insisting on doing like
Other things.
No, like just going with the flow.
Oh, that's very high likely. Whatever you want to do. Like I said, you want to go to the movies, grab some coffee, we can do that. You know, as long as we're not doing like hoodlum stuff. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah. All right, this one's kind of long. I'll try to summarize it. So you've been saving up for a new camera for months. Finally bought it. You brought it to a party at my place, but then you had to leave early and you forgot to take the camera with them. Next morning you find the camera, pick up your phone to give me a call, but notice the phone battery is dead. When you plug the phone in, how likely is it that you'll find one missed call or in a text from me asking you to look for the camera when you get a chance?
Highly likely. Yeah, for sure.
How likely is it that I would have 10 missed calls and several frantic messages ask if you've seen your camera?
No.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
Bro, you shoot me a text, you give me a call, and you know,
Yeah. It's,
you're
all
not
right, let's see your
you're not
type.
just blowing up my phone. Okay. So apparently I am, and okay, so this is assertive entertainer,
Yeah. ESFPA.
ESFPA. That's a new one. And my confidence is at 40%. That's
So,
interesting.
Let's check this out. So the way that a 16 personalities breaks down is you have 4 categories.
Mm.
Oh wait, this is mine. Let's see.
Oh, it doesn't tell you about it, huh? Oh, learn more. That one's yours though.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah, but you can still explain to the listeners like the scoring.
Yeah. So the scoring, it goes based off how introverted or extroverted you are, how intuitive or observant you are,
Mm.
what percent are you thinking or what percent are you feeling,
Okay.
judging and prospecting.
Okay.
And then the A or the J is, or the A or the T is how assertive or turbulent you are at it.
Mm. So, from your results, it seems like can we say your results?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And I'm gonna tell you the majority, like his points, his strong points. He's introverted, intuitive, thinking. Like he thinks, he's very what do they say, like IQ versus EQ.
Yeah.
Like you think, you do a brainstorm, all that stuff. It says judging, but I don't think you judge. And then turbulent.
Yeah. So the turbulent factor on my, so I'm INTJ. Basically, the turbulent is like high anxiety.
Mm. Oh, you're turbulent. That's cool. Okay.
Very like meticulous, very OCD. Like it's got to be this way. It's got to do this, that, logically.
Very interesting.
And so.
That's cool. All right, so that is the 16 personality test. How many questions was that? I felt like it was like 30 questions or something.
Yeah.
It's only 5 minutes. I know we took longer because we're, talking back and forth and having a discussion about it. But we do have 5 minutes before we go on our break.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a little break from taking the quiz, taking the test. We got 2 more. We got how others see you, which is very interesting. I haven't taken that one. I would like to. And the other one is the love language. Everyone knows or has heard the term, what's your love language? And when we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about those 2 things.
Okay.
But this is all like psychology work, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting down with a guy, and he's from New Zealand. He's really cool. And, he was just talking to me, and we're talking about like business and life and all that. And he was explaining something to me. He was like, you are a person who's always doing something for someone or always trying to be there or whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, that is me. And he said, that's because you are like insecure. Because this whole time I felt like I've always been confident, worked my way up, yada, yada, yada. But when he said you're actually insecure, I was like, okay, let's listen to what this guy has to say. And it makes sense because being insecure is not knowing your value.
Right.
Right? Or to that extent. But trying to be there for everyone and not being there for yourself.
That's different.
Because you want to make sure that they don't hate you or like they still like you. But people will respect you for respecting yourself. Mm-hmm. And like he told me that the other day, and I was like, dang, like, so many people want me to be there and do this, and I think I can do it all. But really, I'm freaking out inside because it's like I got to do my own stuff.
Right.
And so I thought I had all this confidence, and he was like, you're actually have some insecurity. I was like, no way, that's crazy. And my friend did too. He told me the other day, I've been working, doing real estate, trying to close this escrow and everything, and I haven't been having the time to hang out with my friend. And after the 3rd day of him like trying to hang out with me, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do that, hang out with you. And he's like, I don't want you to feel bad for hanging out with me. You can just say you're working, like. And it was like that insecurity, like I hit him up because I felt bad, for me trying to do me. and just like blowing them off.
Right.
And so yeah, he told me, he's like, dude, if you have stuff to do, I'll I was like, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah,
because like
that's
usually
pretty cool.
I always
Thanks
say
for being
yes.
honest.
As a kid, I always said yes to
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
But not doing that gives you a sense of who you are and like the value that you have over your own choices
Right.
compared to
Yeah,
others.
definitely.
So, yeah, that was my little lesson this last week, and I was like, that's pretty good. So, what about you? Have you had any like thoughts or anything like that recently, like self-reflection or anything?
Yeah. I feel well. I've kind of had a fire under me since I went to Calabasas.
Mm.
It's been too long. Like, you know, I I feel like I've waited too long to start my business.
Mm.
But at the same time, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because then I would have known what I would have known.
Right.
You know, and so now I feel like, I got to kind of talk to myself and be like, one side of me is like, let's start tomorrow.
Mm.
Let's wrap it all up.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
Check out those boxes.
Yeah. And then the other side of me is like, you need the money, the capital to start it.
The
So,
logical side.
Yeah, the logical side.
Yeah, your emotional side is let's go, let's get it.
Yeah, my emotional side, let's go, let's get it. You owe it to everybody, to get out of whatever situation you're in.
I agree. You owe it to everybody.
And my logical side's like, hey, let's take a step back. Let's take a look at it first. Because if we do that, then you're probably going to make more money in the long run.
Mm.
It's like, I'm not trying to play chess with life anymore. I'm trying to play chess with myself.
Mm.
I'm trying to go 3-4 steps ahead. And like, what's the mistake I'm going to make in the future that I can correct now? Because I know myself.
Okay, so can you give me an example on that?
Okay. So this always happens.
All right. Now
always happens.
You're interesting now.
All right.
Go ahead.
If I go full speed into something, like an idea, a business, I burn myself out quick.
Mm.
And this is where the judging comes in, because like if you do the actual test, it gives you more of like, it's not just those 10 questions or whatever.
Mm.
When I'm in my element or when I'm in control of something, I'm very meticulous and very careful on who I bring in to show the idea.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't just show it to everybody.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I share it to everybody, bro. Like,
because one, I'm afraid of my idea being stolen. And two, the biggest thing is from my ego. I'm afraid of someone taking my idea and making it better.
Interesting.
And so I have to fight with myself and say, hey, who can I bring along, to share this idea? And one of those people who have always been was Timmy. Timmy, because he'll throw ideas back and forth. You know him. He's an ideas guy.
Yeah, he really thinks through the loops.
He does.
He finds loopholes, and it's crazy because, it's good for business.
It is. He'd be a fantastic business person. He just doesn't have the drive to start it. I have the drive, but I don't have, so the problems that he has,
You can have a
I could
solution.
do.
Yeah.
Problems that I have, he could do. So it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I just got to get that guy in a room and be
I gotta
like,
sit
hey,
down with Timmy.
What is our problem? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why haven't we started it yet? And him and I have like great ideas. And he's told me some ideas that were questionable
Oh yeah, of course.
all the time. Be like, hey, you cannot make an aluminum spacesuit. You just can't.
An aluminum spacesuit?
Yeah. And it'd be like, well, why not? Why can't we just make more layers? I'm just like, Timmy, I love you, but stop.
Yeah, because there's not really like an answer to that. You're just like, Timmy, come on, dude.
He has great follow-up questions.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off sometimes.
Dude, yes.
Because, like, it's just, like, the more questions he asks, the less thoughtful my answers become.
Dude, it's pretty bad. If you try to get into the debate with Timmy, see, here's the thing. Timmy's no scientist. You know, he's not like a genius. Like, he's a smart guy.
Yes.
But he's no genius. But if you get into an argument or, like, a debate with him, like, his genius is using what you said to find loopholes.
Yep. Yeah.
With every comeback. It doesn't have to be with anything that he knows about.
100% he tries to get in your head.
Yes.
And that's his game plan. And what's in your head?
Yeah. It's
he
crazy.
digs.
He digs. He's a digger, bro. He's a digger.
Yeah.
Anyways, Joe's on the phone. You want us to go on break? All right, guys. Good conversation. Good talk.
Yeah.
I hope Timmy's listening. All right, you guys. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to finish, or we'll just choose the other test. So there's the love language and then the how other people see you. We'll do that one, how other people see you. And then if people want, they can, take the love language test as like a free thing to do that they can do on themselves. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
From the Bureau of Economic Geology, this is Earth Date. Do you have a diamond ring on your finger? If so, take a second to look at it. A diamond is, without a doubt, your most ancient possession. Scientists have shown that gem-grade diamonds were created between 1 and 3.5 billion years ago. The diamond on your finger could be nearly as old as the Earth itself. Diamonds form deep within the planet, 100 miles down or more, underneath the continents. There, the pressure, temperature, and chemistry of the upper mantle create the perfect environment for diamonds at 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So how do they get to the surface? Through ancient eruptions. Jets of mantle were propelled by expanding gas, some from 400 miles within the Earth, far deeper than modern-day volcanic eruptions. The eruptions blasted through these diamond zones and carried small quantities of diamonds up with them in shafts we now call kimberlite pipes. But less than 1% of the 6,000 pipes we've discovered have produced diamonds economically. All we see of the pipes today are their carrot-shaped roots, which is where we dig our most productive diamond mines. A smaller number of diamonds erode out of the pipes and end up in streams, beaches, and in undersea deposits. Offshore of Namibia, giant ships vacuum them from the seafloor. The ancient origins of this gemstone give a whole new meaning to the phrase, "a diamond is forever." Perhaps it's no coincidence that diamonds have come to represent everlasting love. I'm Scott Tinker, engaging you with Earth.
Earth Date is produced by the Bureau of Economic Geology at the University of Texas at Austin. Earth Date is researched by Julie Hennings, written by Harry Lynch, and distributed by Mark Blunt and Casey Walker. For more stories, follow us on Facebook or visit earthdate.org.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TahiboTeaClub.com. Tahibo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TahiboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TahiboTeaClub.com.
It's a bird!
It's a plane!
No, it's Super Roth! Okay, a gimmicky opening for a commercial about Super Roth Universal Life Insurance, but I'm sure it got your attention. Now, what is a Super Roth, you ask? It's a permanent indexed universal life insurance that's totally liquid and easily accessible once it matures. Can be used to supplement retirement savings or a death benefit, or both. Has no income or contribution limit. Has no 5-year rule like Roth IRAs. Has no 10% penalty for accessing the funds before age 59 and a half. Oh, and the average historical returns are 5 to 7% annually, tax-free. Super Roths also lock in gains, which means you don't lose your money when the market is down. Sounds incredible, right? Sounds super? Super Roths are the way of the future, specifically your future. To see if you qualify for a Super Roth, go online to thesuperroth.com.
Bob Vila here with my home improvement tip of the day. If you're in the dark about some of the latest advancements in flashlight technology, here's a quick summary. Conventional flashlights, which rely on bulky D-size batteries and bulbs with filaments, are increasingly being replaced by lights with LEDs. That's light-emitting diodes, or lights with fluorescent bulbs. Unlike other lights, LEDs have no filament to burn out. Instead, they're powered by tiny semiconductors. LEDs draw only a minuscule amount of power, so batteries last much longer than in conventional lights. Fluorescent lights are also taking an increasing share of the market. They're especially popular in lantern-type products. With their elongated fluorescent tubes, they put out a lot of light, so they do a good job of illuminating larger areas, say your dining room during a power outage. Fluorescents do take a lot of power, though, so you'll want to keep plenty of batteries on hand. Get more info at bobvila.com and right here at home with me, Bob Vila.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Sunday. You're listening to Whatever Works on KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM. I'm your host, Sam Works.
I'm Kyle Kerrigan.
And we've been on the air now since 7 o'clock. So you guys, if you guys missed the first half, just a little recap. Kyle this weekend met the world champ female Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
3 times world champion for IBJJ.
There you go. And then we're also taking our personality test. One of them, you guys can, if you guys were following through, I would like to know what you guys are, what your results are. And the test that we first took was 16 personalities.
Yeah.
We do have 2 more quizzes. We have the love language, which we might say for later after this one here, which is how other people see you.
Yeah.
Just because with love language, that one's important, because if you do this with your partner and you find out what their love language is, okay, that can grow a stronger relationship.
Then you know you should have left her 3 months ago.
And I know some of y'all thinking this ain't it. And if you want to call, you can call it at 888-999-750. Oh, man. All right, so let's take this quiz. Let's jump into it, and then let's reflect on this
I've already
quiz.
kind of started.
Okay. Can I read you the questions? Can I test you?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. Does this need to be on the charger?
No, I can take it off.
Okay, cool. All right, so this quiz is how other people see you. Now, you can strain out your disbeliefs and what you want to believe, make this your own reality.
Yeah.
But we're going to be taking this quiz, and you guys can follow through here. So I'm going to be speaking in first person, but Kyle, you're going to answer.
Okay.
First question is, I feel most energetic and focused in the morning, late at night, or during the afternoon and early evening?
Late at night.
Late at night. A little night owl.
I am.
All right, I'm actually during the afternoon and early evening.
Okay.
So, when I walk, I tend to fairly fast with long steps, less fast, heads up, looking the world in the face, very slowly, fairly fast with small steps, or less fast, head down.
Fairly fast with small steps.
Fairly fast with small steps.
Because I have short legs, so.
It has nothing to do with personality. That's just, I got short legs. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, when you speak to people, you tend to Stand there with your arms folded. Have your hands clasped. Touch or push the person to whom you're talking to. Have one or both of your hands on your hips. Play with your ear or hair. Touch your chin or smooth your hair. All the above. Yes, I have to agree on that one. It depends who you're talking to, because
It depends. I'm gonna say arms folded. That's what I do the most.
really,
Yeah.
okay, arms folded. You know, all right. I have to make fun of myself. This one time I was coming out of the station, and this lady, she was like putting stuff in her car, but I was walking into my car and she parked right next to me, you know, and she knew that this used to be the military recruitment center. Recruitment center. And so I'm walking in my car, and she was like, "Oh, you joined the military?" And I was like, "Nah, it's a radio station actually."
Yeah.
And I started laughing because I was standing up right by my car. I crossed my legs and I put both my hands over my head, and I'm talking to her, and I realize what I'm doing. You know, like, and I start cracking up. I couldn't hold myself together. I was like I got so embarrassed.
You're like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know what I'm doing.
You know, it was so funny. And I came back in the radio station. I was like, I just embarrassed myself. It was fun because she knew too. Like,
She was
my
like,
body
"What are you
language, her
doing?"
body language. Like, she knew. It was funny. I couldn't hide
So
it.
what, you trying to size me up? Come on, man.
All right. So, you know, trying to act all cool, you like throw your arms up. Anyways, so when you're excited, you usually sit with.
Wait, what about this one?
Yeah, or I'm sorry, when you're relaxed. When you're relaxed, you usually sit with your knees bent, with your legs neatly side by side, your legs stretched out or straight, your legs crossed, or one leg curled under you.
Stretched out.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a guy thing, you know. We have to
No,
man spread.
Yeah.
For all you guys out there.
Here we go.
All right, when you find something really funny, you usually give a big appreciation laugh, a quiet chuckle, a sheepish smile, a laugh but not a loud one.
I've been told I had the loudest laugh in the room.
Really?
Yeah.
You find a lot of things funny, or you?
No, when things really get to me, I just can't stop. I'm
Oh,
on this
okay.
roller coaster. It's just like.
Yeah. I have like. Oh, I'm sorry. This is. There you go. Big appreciative laugh. I'm more of a quiet chuckle. You know, I'm like, huh. You know, like that's funny. You know, I keep it in my head. When you enter a party or a social gathering, you tend to. Do you make a loud entrance? Do you make a quietest entrance, or make a quiet entrance looking around for someone you know? Like, do you try to stay unnoticed, or do you try to be low key and just find someone that you can work with?
I find someone I know, or I find someone I haven't seen in a while. I usually do that first.
Yeah. You're not like, walking into a party. Yeah.
I used to at college. I used to walk in with my shirt off.
Really?
Yeah, but no, not anymore.
That's Kyle. The Kyle that has a shirt off at the party and stuff. That's funny. That's cool.
But no, like, you know, nowadays, you know, especially if it's a party, like, and I only know the person throwing it.
Yeah.
I'll try to find people, you know, see what the vibe is. If people are playing pool, I'm gonna go shoot some pool.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Try to make myself relevant, and then start the conversation that way.
Yeah, sail the wind. Because automatically you guys have something in common. You guys are playing pool, like playing pool. You know? So it's like you already have that first rapport with somebody, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
When you enter a party or that's look for someone who you know. Okay, so next question of this personality test of how other people see you. If you're focused on a task and you're interrupted, you're likely to welcome the break, feel extremely irritated, or vary between two extremes.
It's gotta vary. It's gotta vary. If I'm on a work task, you know, if I'm actually at work and it's a reoccurring thing, yeah, you're gonna hear about it.
Mm. And you know, there's some people who can tell you like a 5-minute story and make it last like 4 hours. You know, so like, there's nothing wrong with that, like, you know. But when you have like somewhere to be or something to do, like that's when you're like, like, how do you break that? You're like, hey,
I had a manager that was like that.
Really?
He'd come in, all right, everyone, quick, just a couple minutes, and then it'll
It's
be
an hour
like
long.
12:11. Next time I look at the clock, it's 12:53. All right, everyone, get back to work.
Really?
It's like that was like an hour of my day.
Bro, you could have just told us to, not
Yeah.
park in handicap. You spent a whole hour trying to, yeah. But anyways, it is two different extremes there. Okay, so your favorite color is what? It's an interesting one.
Blue.
Blue. Let me see.
No, yeah, dark blue, purple. I would go dark blue, purple. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be a blue guy, and then I started liking red, man.
Yeah.
It got pretty good. I started to recognize what I actually like other than what I've always tried to agree with. Like, with my dad, his favorite cake was German chocolate cake, so I was like, as a kid, like, oh, my favorite is German chocolate cake,
Yeah.
Or your favorite song, just because, like, someone you really, like, look up to, like, that's their favorite song, so you make it their favorite,
Yeah.
And my opinions were always based off what other people's opinions were. But as I grew older, I was like, you know what? I actually like my favorite cake is actually chocolate raspberry cream cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like, it's not German chocolate cake. Like, my favorite song is different. Like, I have my own. I created my own personality, or I accepted my own personality.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just about finding your identity too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to a lot of reflecting.
Yeah.
A lot of self-reflection is very important. So, continue on with the quiz. Before you fall asleep, you're usually lying stretched out on your back, on your side, with your head under the covers, stretching on your face, or with your head on one arm.
Head on one arm.
Yeah, and I agree. Head on one arm. But dude, now I have the shoulder problem because I sleep like that now.
Oh, me too.
I never had a shoulder problem in my life.
Yeah.
Dude, every time I go to the gym with a partner or whatever, someone always has a bad shoulder. I can't do this exercise, I have a bad shoulder. I can't do this exercise. Like, everybody. I'm like, dude, so now I just work out alone.
You just don't want to hear it.
Bro, not that I don't want to hear it, but it's like, hey, I want to hit shoulders.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah, maybe we can find a variation or something.
My shoulder hurts too.
Like, come on, man. All right, when you dream, you're often what? Falling, searching for something or somebody, usually have dreamless sleeps, fighting or struggling, flying or floating, or your dreams are always pleasant.
Pleasant.
Really?
I'd say it's a toss-up between not dreaming and pleasant.
Interesting. But you never had, like, nightmares or anything?
But no. Well, yeah, obviously I've had, but, like, it's rare.
The worst nightmare I had when I was a little kid, I used to get, like, eye boogers a lot. And I had this nightmare, but my eye boogers sealed my eyelashes, bro. And I was screaming at, like, 8 o'clock trying to wake up from my dream. But I couldn't, 'cause I couldn't open my eyes. And then my mom got a wet rag and was, like, taking the stuff off my eye. But it was crazy, dude, because literally what happened was I was getting chased by Indians, and I was freaking out. And I was like, stop, right? And then all of a sudden, we're all sitting down next to, like, this bonfire waiting for me to speak. And I was like, look, I'm going to close my eyes. When I open it, y'all are going to be gone. And I did that, and they were still there. And I was like, oh, man. And I just started running, and they started chasing me again. It was so weird. But, like, I just remember that was the part.
It was like a timeout.
Yeah, no, seriously. Because that was the part where I was like, I'm going to wake up. But then I couldn't because my eyelids were shut.
I had this one dream. I mean, I've had sleep paralysis before. So those are, like, kind of like dreams. Not really, right? But I had this one dream. It was one nightmare, actually, when I lived at the Ukaipa house. And so it was raining. And so I think it was Saturday. So I was sleeping on the couch, and then there's huge windows. In front was a TV, and then huge windows. So I go to sleep, and all of a sudden, I open my eyes. I was like, wait, am I really sleeping? It was one of those dreams where it's like a continuation of what you were doing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the tiger comes in, breaks the window, jumps right on top of me. I wake up.
Dang.
I was like, what the heck?
That's crazy. See, and my girl, like, all her dreams, they sound pretty legit. Like, all her dreams are kind of, like, as real as it can be. My dreams are the most randomest stuff that I can't even comprehend. I'm like, what the heck? Because she's like, every morning she's like, she calls me or I call her, whatever. She's like, can I tell you about my dream? I'm like, yeah, sure. And I listen to what she dreams of. But all of her stuff makes sense. It's almost like therapy. I'm like, okay, so you had a dream with your friend, all this happened. This is probably because, you know, you guys were fighting last week. You know, like
Yeah.
her dreams you can puzzle through to like understand it. Mine are just like so random. Maybe I just understand myself, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, I know we got a little off topic about dreams because that was the last question. When you dream, you're often struggling, flying, floating, dreamless sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ever since I took melatonin, I have more days than I do not dreaming at all.
That's crazy. All right, so I'm just gonna go back and just read your answers. So Kyle he's a night owl. He walks fast with little small steps.
Yeah.
When he's talking to people, he stands with his arms folded. When he's relaxed, he really stretches his legs out when he's sitting. When he finds something funny, he's big and has an appreciative laugh. You know, he really expresses himself. When he enters a party, he's usually quiet, looking around for someone he knows. Being on a task, if you're focused or interrupted, it kind of varies in between two extremes. His favorite color is dark blue and purple. And before you fall asleep, you're usually lying. He usually sleeps with his his head on one arm.
Yeah.
And then he usually has dreamless sleeps. So I think that was like 10 questions, nice and easy. And the results are your lively center of attention. Your total score is 41 out of 64. The summary is, others see you as a fresh, lively, charming, amusing, practical, and always interesting. Someone who's constantly in the center of attention, but significantly well-balanced not to let it go to their head. They also see you as a kind, considerate, and understanding, someone who always cheers them up and helps them out.
That's true.
Not too shabby.
That's true.
Did we think this was like, did we plan this? No, we didn't, guys.
No.
So that was personality test on Psych Central. How people view you or see you. Yeah, so your score was between 41 and 50, and that's the lively center of attention. And I do have to agree, like, you're the center of attention, but not as bad as they make that sound, like that title, you know? Because like people are like, oh, he's like trying to be the center of attention. It's not that you're trying; it's because you are, because of the person you are, you know?
Yeah.
Like when someone talks to you, bro, their guards are down.
Yeah.
You're a very trustworthy person just from the looks, you know?
Yeah.
So no wonder you're gonna be the center of
What's
attention.
the score? 41 out of 64. So I barely made it.
Yeah, you barely made it to the lively center of attention. So if you guys enjoyed that, taking the first 60 personality test, that one was a lot longer and a lot more complex. And honestly, guys, these are just tests. They're not like you're being diagnosed to like this is who you are, this is what you are. It's not like that. It's a kind of a fun little thing to get your mind thinking about yourself in a third person perspective and like maybe understanding some things that might make sense to you during when you find answers in these tests. So it's kind of fun. The other one that we were going to do, but we ran out of time, was your love language. There's like books about that. And, you know, these ones are short. And I'd love to have someone sit down with us during maybe next week to talk about or just, you know, have a friendly debate of their thoughts. Anyways, I enjoyed tonight, Kyle. You're awesome, dude.
Yep.
You guys were listening to Whatever Works on KCA, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM. Go enjoy yourselves tonight. Happy Sunday, and we'll be back next week.
The challenge, all you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're round it.
You're listening to KCAA, your good neighbor along the way.
Announcing the grand opening of the brand new Habitat for Humanity Restore in Redlands. What is Restore? It's a home improvement store and retail center that sells donated furniture, home accessories, building materials, and appliances at a fraction of the retail price. Habitat for Humanity uses funds raised by its restores to help deserving families build